Hello, my name is Sonali. I welcome you once again in a new episode of Knowledge Feast. In today's video, you are going to learn how to calculate mean, variance, and standard deviation for group data. So let's get into it. Okay, so let us consider this case study in order to understand how we can calculate mean, variance, and standard deviation for group data. But at present the data is not group data. This is ungrouped data or raw data, right? So these data is showing a census. Okay, census for a specific city in a specific calendar year. Okay, and as you can see in the screen that there are 1958. This is the count of the citizens who are at the age of 1 year. Similarly, this is the count 1888. This is the count of citizens who are at the age of 6 year. Similarly, this is 2459. This is the count of the citizens who are at the age of 20 years. So this is a raw data or ungrouped data. Okay, we cannot interpret this data. We cannot bring some insightful information out of this data, and that is why this ungrouped data has to be grouped. Okay, so in the next slide this is shown how we have grouped the ungrouped data or the raw data. So what I have done, I have grouped the data into 1 2 3 4 5 class intervals. Okay, the first class interval is for 1 to 10 years. The second class interval is for 11 to 20 years. The third one is for 21 to 30 years. The fourth one is for 30 years, 31 years to 40 years, and the last one, that is 41 years to 50 years. So we are grouping all the citizens into these 5 class intervals. Okay. Now these are the respective frequency for each of the class interval. How we are calculating the frequency for each class interval? In the left hand side, you can see there are 1958 citizens who are at the age of 1 year. Similarly, 1725, this is the count of citizens who are at the age of 2 years. 1814, this is the count of the citizens who are at the age of 3 years. 1768, this is the count of the citizens who are at the age of 4 years. So in this way, we have respective counts of citizens. Okay, now if you sum all these individual values, then you will get this number 18146. So this is representing the frequency of this specific class interval for age group 1 to 10. Okay, in the similar way, if you sum all the individual values of the counts, right? Here individual values stand for the counts of citizens, okay, at a specific age. So if you sum up all those individual values, then the frequency for this particular class interval 11 years to 20 years would be 20895. In the similar way, I have calculated all the frequencies, individual frequencies for each of these class intervals. Fine. Okay. So let us move to the next. Okay. So at this moment we are dealing with the group data, right? And since we are dealing with the group data, so it's very important that we must calculate the midpoint of the each class interval, because the individual values are no more available for the class intervals, right? And that is why we have to deal with the midpoint for the each class interval, because the midpoint of the each class interval represents the values in a class interval. Basically, midpoint of each class interval, okay, that is halfway across the class interval, right? So we have to calculate the class midpoint for each of these class intervals, right? So in this column you can see that I have calculated the class midpoint for each of the class intervals. How to calculate it? You have to just add, okay, you have to sum the two endpoints of any class interval and then calculate the average divided by 2. Okay, so for the first class interval, what is the start point? That is 1. What is the end point? That is 10. So 1 plus 10, that is equal to 11. Now 11 divided by 2, which is 5.5. Okay, so what we are doing? We are calculating the class midpoint. And how to calculate the class midpoint? You have to sum the endpoints of any class interval, the starting endpoint and the endpoint. Okay, so you have to calculate the average of the two endpoints of any class interval. So you have to sum the first point and the second point and then divided by 2. Understand? So for the second class interval, 11 plus 20 divided by 2, which is 15.5. In that way, I have calculated the class midpoint for each of the class intervals. Fine. Okay, so once we are done with calculating the class midpoint for each of the class intervals, the next step is to calculate the mean, right? And in order to calculate the mean, the very first step is that you have to calculate the product of your class midpoint and the respective frequency. Okay, so what I'm referring to, for example, class interval, the first class interval is age group 1 to 10, right? Now for this class interval, what was the frequency we calculated? The frequency was calculated as 18146, right? And in the previous slide, we calculated the class midpoint for each of the class intervals. So for the first class interval, age group 1 to 10, the class midpoint is 5.5. Then you have to calculate f into x, the product of x and x. What is f? F is the frequency of the class interval and x is the class midpoint of the same class interval. So you have to calculate the product of frequency and class midpoint, which is f into x. So if we calculate the product of 18146 and 5.5, it will give us 99803. So in the similar way, you have to calculate the product of frequency and class midpoint for each of the rest of the class intervals. Fine. So this is the first step. Okay, so what's the second step? In the first step, we calculated f into x for each of the class intervals, right? Now, in the second step, what you have to do? You have to calculate the sum of all the products of the class midpoints and the class frequencies. Okay, so in the previous slide, we calculated individual fx values, right? Now we have to sum all the fx values, sum of fx. So 99803 was the fx value for the first class interval. 32387.2.5, this was the fx value for the second class interval. Similarly, this value was the fx value of the third class interval. This was the fx value of the fourth one, and this is the fx value of the last class interval, which is the fifth one. Now you have to sum all these values, which will give you 2846820. So this is the sum of fx values. Understand? Now let us check it out what is happening in the step 3. Okay, now in the step 3, you have to calculate the sum of all the frequencies for all the class intervals. Okay, so in the previous slides, we calculated the individual frequencies for each of the class intervals, right? And now at step 3, what we are doing, we are calculating the sum of all the frequencies. So 18146, this was the frequency of the class interval. 20895, this was the frequency of the second class interval. 34145, this is the frequency of the third class interval, and so on. So in that way, we knew what was the frequency for each of the class intervals. Now at step 3, we are just summing all the values of the frequencies, which will give you 112680. Okay, and at the final step, what you have to do, you have to calculate the mean value. Mean is represented by mu. Okay, so mu equal to sum of fx divided by sum of f. So we have already calculated the sum of fx, right, at step 2. So you just need to put the value, and step 3, we calculated the sum of f. We are just putting that value here, 112680, and now this is giving us the result 2526 up to 2 decimal places. So this is the mu value or the mean value. Okay, so this is the mean 25.26. This is the mean value, okay, which we are calculating after transforming the ungrouped data into 5 age groups or class intervals. So initially we have been provided a set of ungrouped data, then we transform the ungrouped data into class intervals, 5 age groups or class intervals, and then gradually in a step-by-step process we learned how to calculate the mean of that group data. Group data consisting of the 5 age groups or class intervals. Okay. Okay, So at this point, we understand how to calculate the mu value, that is the mean value for a group data. Now let us understand what is the variance. So this is variance, sigma square, and this is the formula to calculate variance. Okay. What is the formula? First, we need to calculate the sum of f into x minus mu whole square, and then we need to divide it by sum of f. Okay. So here in this table, I have shown the calculated values. Let us understand it. Class interval age group 1 to 10. So this is the first class interval. Now in the previous slide we have already calculated the frequency, class midpoint, and the product of f and x values, right? So we already calculated what are the frequencies for each of the class interval and what are the values of the class midpoints for each of the class interval. We also calculated what is the product of these two values, f into x, for each of the class interval. Now we are calculating what is the value of x minus mu for each of the class interval, where x is the class midpoint of the respective class interval and mu is the mean of the all the class intervals, right? So 19.76 minus 19.76, this is the first x minus mu value for the first class interval. In the similar way, minus 9.76, this is the x minus mu value for the second class interval. 0.24, this is the x minus mu value for the third class interval, and so on. Okay. Now next you need to calculate x minus mu whole square, okay, for each of the class intervals, right? So minus 19.76 whole square equal to 390.4576. In this way I have calculated all the x minus mu whole square values for each of the class intervals. In the next column you can see the values of f into x minus mu whole square. Okay, the product of the frequency into and x minus mu whole square. Okay, so what we are doing, we are just multiplying the f value, the value of the frequency, with the value of this x minus mu whole square. Okay, and it is giving us these individual values. Okay. Now what you have to do, you have to sum up all these values, all the values of f into x minus mu whole square, which will give you 17803360.77. Okay. Next you need to calculate the sum of f. Okay. Sum of f. You need to sum all these values, which will give you 112680. Now next what we need to do, we need to just put these two values into the formula. Okay, and after putting this value into the formula, we get variance sigma square equal to 157.9992968. Fine. Now what is standard deviation? Standard deviation is quite easy to calculate once you have calculated the variance. Okay. What is standard variation? Standard variation is the square root of variance. Okay. Sigma square was the variance, and if calculating the square root of variance, you will get standard deviation sigma. Okay, so 157.992968, this is the value which we calculated as the variance value. You just need to calculate the square root of this value, which will give you the value 12.57 after 2 decimal places. So this is your standard deviation. Okay, so this is the entire process how you can calculate means, variance and standard deviation for group data when you have been provided a set of ungrouped data. Okay. So that's all for today's session. I hope you liked the video. If you really liked my video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications for my upcoming videos. Do not also forget to add your comments and like the videos. See you in the next session. Thank you so much.